It's been great. The grand finals here. All the marbles.
Are you ready, Rainey? Are you ready, chat?
Oh my gosh.
Get the hype train going.
This is, your honor is on the line. Your subscribers,
Honor.
all
That's right.
all their love and affection for you has culminated to this point where you have to compete.
Do you think if Thijs or Hafu loses, that their viewers are just going to start hating them because they just couldn't win the tournament? I don't.
They're not. You know what's going to happen is that they're going to jump ship.
Yeah.
Hafu fans,
all the people that voted for Hafu.
They're going to go to Hafu.
Yep. Maybe next time Thijs will get the higher vote there.
Honestly, what you guys should do is just subscribe and follow both of them.
Yeah. They're
All
both
of them.
great people.
All 8 people.
That's right.
All right, here we go. The start of the grand finals. This is it. The last game of the day, Witch's Cauldron on the draw. And that's going to be important. Burn Rune is going second.
So both players have an outstanding opening draw. Thijs has a really good curve play with Wood of Brambles, as we've seen before, with Airbound Barrage to kind of keep the board in his favor. Hafu, yet again, with a great hand with Sigil into a 2-drop, into basically just whatever she wants to do. Now with this hand, she might not want to put the Magic Illusionist down immediately because she does... Oh, never mind. Dwarven Alchemist comes by to save the day. I was going to say, without another Sigil generator, you don't really want to give your opponent the option to get rid of that Sigil immediately because of all the other cards in her hand.
Yeah, and we'll have to see. I mean, it is very tempting to still just play the Illusionist, and I wonder if she's very aware of Wood of Brambles. I wonder if she's been watching the games.
Even without Wood of Brambles now, it being a 2-1 means this board can actually clear it, whereas before, not even close, right? Only the first half of it, before it popped the Sigil, both of your fairies are gone. Yeah, this new Magic Illusionist is definitely different. Not slowing Burn Runecraft down all that much, but it's now not the crazy powerhouse built behind
it would have
Magic
been
Illusionist.
the immediate play.
Right. It's like, I have to think about this now.
Yeah. So we'll see. Thijs again having to consider, and I like the inclusion of Airbound Barrage. It's just such an efficient removal spell, and whenever you have Forestcraft cards that do things on Fanfare, especially things like Wood of Brambles, it doesn't have to be a follower. It can be an amulet. You can extend the life of Wood of Brambles and get the effect of removing a very powerful card on your opponent's side of the board.
That's absolutely correct. Now, Wood of Brambles being an awesome target also for Airbound Barrage to bounce back to your hand. If one Wood of Brambles is hard to deal with, multiple is even harder, especially over the course of the game. We've seen games in competitive play where somebody's had a Wood of Brambles in play from turn 2 all the way into turn 7, 8, just because of multiple draws, bounce effects, all that kind of stuff. It gets pretty nasty.
And if you've ever seen 2 Wood of Brambles down at one time, then that effect does the ping twice. It's overkill, but it's real fun.
Yeah, it's real good. Multiple Wood of Brambles sometimes. Like, you can make plays that you wouldn't otherwise ordinarily be able to make, right? A fairy turns into essentially, after an evolution orb, a 5/3. You know what I mean? So even a 1-drop fairy can clock out something that's way bigger than it.
Yep. Yeah. So we see a situation where Hafu has the Mage of Nightfall, and this is what I think, 2 strategies, again, playing the game of chicken, right? Who's going to give up the face damage plan first? The Mage of Nightfall does not develop a great way to control board. It can only do so by putting enough pressure that your opponent says, I can't let this continue. I choose to clear board here.
It does also not present a threat that Airbound Barrage can target, so that Wood of Brambles is going to go away.
And this is going to be another really interesting kind of moment where Hafu has to consider, do you want to evolve the Mage of Nightfall to avoid the easy the easy Airbound Barrage removal? Force Thijs to have to trade in a follower at least. Or do you use that Evolution Orb to gain back more of this board? Lyriel is great because it does that ping without having to go through the clash.
Absolutely.
Right? Without having to start combat.
And she'll be able to trade. Now, it really just depends on if she wants to take out the 3/3 here. It will trade with the Lyriel, of course, because that 3/3 will deal 1 damage through clash. Or take out the 1/1 and still keep her Lyriel alive and kind of make that value play.
Yeah. And this is a tough choice. I think, that, okay, one of the things, that Wood of Brambles has a big number 1, and that means it has 1 tick of countdown left. Countdown will go downwards 1 value every time it becomes your turn again. So, in the case of Thijs, once it becomes Thijs' turn, it's going to go to 0, and that means the amulet expires.
That's right.
And so this fairy doesn't actually have the ability to do that ping of 1 damage whenever it begins combat with another follower.
Oh, looks like Hafu's going to go for the value play here. I really like it. If Thijs can trade it with any follower with the 3/3 that he has in play, why...
Oh, no!
Oh! An Elf Song. That would have been an amazing play this turn. Play 3 fairies and an Elf Song over Druid. Ouch.
Oh, no!
That is not the card you want
That
to
is
overdraw.
one of the big problems with playing a bunch of token generators, is that you fill up your hand, and if you're not careful playing your turns correctly, you just mill the card off the top, and now you just have a bunch of fairies.
Right, no payoff cards. Very interesting. But yeah, Hafu, I think, just like showing really good card game prowess. Just saying, you know what, I really like value trading. If you're going to trade with both of my things, you're going to have to use an Evolution Orb to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I think this feels really good if you're her.
And remember, any opportunity you have to slow down the game plan of this Forestcraft deck, your chances of winning as a Runecraft player raise just that much.
Right. And one thing also to note is that Hafu did not play another 2-drop, like, say, one of those Magic Illusionists to the board to maybe empty her hand out for Wizardess of Oz. So what that does mean is that Wizardess of Oz is not going to be the card that you want to see at this game, at least in any relevant time frame, I think, because there are no spells in hand, and there are a ton of cards in hand for Hafu. So Wizardess of Oz being in multiples in her hand right now and her not getting those cards out of her hand make it a lot harder to use.
Yeah. This is going to be an important turn for Hafu. Has to figure out, I think, you know, healing is going to be big. But there is, you know, still a lot of evolution orbs on the table, meaning that card will be removed. Do you want to try to play a board remove kind of game plan?
I think you just hold pat this turn. Unfortunately, you're at 12. Maybe not. I think you do need to get the 3/3 off. Like, you know Thijs is only down to 1 evolution orb now. Make him use it on one of the fairies if he wants to be aggressive. So taking out the 3/3 here is a huge play, especially knowing that Thijs doesn't really have that huge end game like these monster followers to like come down later. A 3/3 is about as big as it gets. I think this is the right play.
All right, Magic Illusionist. Only 1 defense. So Thijs could spend a follower, evolve it to try to go over the Carl, and then use one of the fairies, or both of the fairies, to eliminate the Rune and the Magic Illusionist. Or he could run both the fairies into the Carl.
This does not give him the option of completely taking out the Magic Illusionist now, though. Very interesting choice.
Pull the Aaron.
It's animated, too. He got an animated Aaron. So good.
That means it was something that he opened in the packs.
Chooses not to evolve here, either. Keeps the sigil. That is scary.
Uh-huh.
That's very scary. I don't
again,
think you could play the Mutagenic Bolt here.
There is the thought, too, you know, that there's not a lot of Storm in the deck. The big issue here is that Mutagenic Bolt, if it's not on a turn that threatens lethal, and especially if the health levels are very close, you're actually giving your opponent more damage.
Right, because essentially they double up on the damage. You both take equivalent damage of the amount of Flame Rats in play, but they get to attack with them.
Yes, and there's no ward on board. No immediate way to really capitalize it. It looks like Hafu's going to go for the Mutagenic.
I think so.
This might hurt. I think if you go this way, you evolve the Illusionist
Go
and
face.
Go face.
Not even evolve here.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
These are some crazy turns coming up.
Yep. And the Aaron is there. That could be if you.
Oh! Wait, no, the Flame Rats. Ah! Too many things in play.
It's interesting. I mean, that Aaron puts you very far ahead. How are you going to go over a 6, possibly 8 defense follower, plus these Flame Rats swinging into you? You need to have enough damage to get rid of the Aaron and get rid of the Flame Rats, which is not a question of just defense. It's a question of, do you have 4 sources of damage to remove each of them?
Right. I think you're right. I think you just slam down Aaron here. You evolve it over the Wizardess of Oz, go face, and just... Or you can even trade 2 into this Illusionist to give Hafu no, essentially, answers next turn. Like, no sigils in play, no followers in play. Gotta do something out of hand.
Okay. He plays the Whisper, which probably means that he wants to throw the Flame Rats into something.
And probably get that Beetle Warrior out. Yep. Unfortunately,
It's
though,
a tough turn.
Yeah, it's a tough turn. It doesn't really the way he's doing it in play right now will give him access to clear everything in play. But none of the damage is being dealt to face here, and he really needs to race against Hafu here. These are like the turns. You need to get in there.
Yep. The interesting thing is not playing the A-Run on this turn means he has the option to play the A-Run on the Enhance, which gives him another Evolution Orb, which also might be the nail in the coffin.
Here we go. I think the Beetle Warrior is coming here.
Beetle Warrior gonna do 3 damage Storm. So the health points are 6 to 10, and the Beetle Warrior is 1 point of defense over a possible
Halo Golem, Master Mage Levi, Chain Lightning, any of these cards.
I feel like
4 defense is great.
This is a tough turn. Are you going to use a Halo Golem to ping a fairy and then evolve it over the...
I think you have to. I think you have to. You have to get rid of that Beetle Warrior. If you're not getting rid of that Beetle Warrior, if something comes down to protect it or another Beetle Warrior is drawn out, we'll just end the game, so. Face!
Oh, wow!
So aggressive! You still have to evolve over to this Beetle Warrior. Okay.
And actually, that Mutagenic Bolt might be really, really big here.
Yeah.
That...
it really depends on how
Aaron
Thijs plays his turn. If
If
Thijs plays the Aaron and evolves a fairy to go face to get all this damage in, Mutagenic Bolt will just win this game.
Oh my god.
This is so close. You have to play the Aaron here.
This is a very important turn for Thijs.
Does he clear board? Does he go face? Does he trade? What is he going to do?
It all comes down to this, and this is excluding any opportunity that Hafu might have to draw something off the top with the Oz.
I mean, yeah, now that there are a limited number of cards in hand, Oz will finally get to draw some cards this game.
Oh god.
Looks like Thijs is going for board clear here. Safe move.
Save the Evolution Orb. That's going to give him options, especially with this Fina. Actually, you know, whereas Fina typically is used in combo as we traditionally believe it, the tempo play is still incredible. Having the 0-drop Goblin Mage.
Good. Still really good. We'll fill up an entire board for you. Let's see what this wizard
Let's
pulls.
see what this pulls. Oh, the Grand Summoning!
Oh,
That's huge! And he's got the Master Mage.
Is insanity.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That is what happens.
Oh, no.
When you play a Wizards of Oz.
And this is what we're talking about. Thijs' deck doesn't have a lot of cards. Aaron is probably it. If you're talking about cards that swing the game,
that was
it. This big effect.
And he only had one.
Oh, no.
I don't think there's a single card that Thijs plays that could deal with this board.
Shuts the door on the Flame Red. You're not going to get anything here. Wood of Brambles is not going to be big. There's no ward in hand.
Thijs, I believe.
He can only remove 1 card. That's going to be 4 damage down. That means there's 8-9 damage plus the Master Mage. I think if Hafu can find it.
It's not over yet.
If Hafu can find it, she will be the tournament winner here.
Shh. Rainy, shh.
We'll have to let these turns play out.
To be honest, in play, we know Hafu has the win. And Hafu is not going to miss lethal. I almost guarantee it. It is very straightforward. I think Thijs knows it too.
Stranger things have happened.
That's true.
Stranger things have happened here.
She's even going to play the sigil first. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yep.
BM.
Yep.
BM Hafu. I love it. Clear your whole board while
there it is.
I lethal you, and Hafu.
The math is easy.
Winner of
the
Packapalooza.
choice is clear. Hafu becomes a winner of the first tournament of the year of this nature, Packapalooza. Hafu is a first place winner off the back of Burn Rune, and Thijs' deck actually went way farther than I thought it would.
I've got to talk to them.